right, folks, if you haven't picked up your raffle ticket yet, come on over. The big pot's worth $1,600 or possibly $5 million, depending on how you do your math. So come on over and get your tickets. Why'd you turn me down, Jen? Yeah, now you got to turn me back up.
We have 11 minutes. Well, when they vote absentee, do they let you know, or do they let Marina know, or how does that work?
You haven't been reading your materials. Been out twice now.
Yeah, right.
They have to do my 5 o'clock last night.
No, my question is, who gets one? I don't know if it takes you or to the so then it's like, no, who's going to. Okay. That was my question. Crazy.
And that middle letter and form itself, send it to me. I'm going to send it to your office.
Most of them, yes, right? I can look at that.
I send them an email and say, would you like me to fill out the ballot?
Hello, Ernie. How are you? Good. You're looking better than last time. You're looking better than the last time I saw you. You look like you're doing good.
Yeah, I had some script. Be there. How you doing, Ernie?
Hey, Ernie. Got it.
I resemble that remark.
Oh, you brought the rowdy table to us. All right.
I expect you to dance.
Oh, yeah.
Birthday cake after. I just need it. It's okay. I just need to write something myself here.
Hey, Jan. Jan?
The Rotary Club of Tucson's 18th annual Tucson Classics Car Show is almost here.
Oh, I love that event. So much fun for the whole family.
Yep, and just $10 gets you into the show and gives you a chance to win a spectacular 2017 Corvette convertible.
Or you could choose $40,000 cash or win 3 other great prizes.
It's Saturday, October 19th from 10 to 4 at the Gregory School. There'll be over 420 of the best classic and unique cars, super sports to hot rods, plus some resto mods and tuners.
Aw, now you're just making that up.
No, I'm not. You'll see. Come down, enjoy the music, food, fun, exhibits, and more.
Just go to TucsonClassicsCarShow.com and buy a ticket.
The Tucson Classics Car Show presented by the Rotary Club of Tucson. Saturday, October 19th from 10 to 4 at the Gregory School on Craycroft. Sponsored by WeBuyHouses.com and this station to support local charities. See you there!
It may have a little red on it, but that's okay.
is that, huh?
Right. Well, I'm sure you've seen him, but you met David. He joined Rotary recently.
Yeah.
So two things are happening. Number one, he's getting married on the following Sunday after his wedding. Michael and I are leaving for the cruise that we signed up for that was postponed twice because of COVID. And we're now going to. And then towards the end of the year, David will be taking over right here. So,
You knew you were going to depend more on him. I didn't know how he all worked.
right now he's chief operating officer, but as he gets more, he knows every job right now. And other than all the executive.
The Rotary Club of Tucson's 18th annual Tucson Classics Car Show is almost here.
Oh, I love that event. So much fun for the whole family.
Yep, and just $10 gets you into the show and gives you a chance to win a spectacular 2017 Corvette convertible.
Or you could choose $40,000 cash or win 3 other great prizes.
It's Saturday, October 19th from 10 to 4 at the Gregory School. There'll be over 420 of the best classic and unique cars, super sports to hot rods, plus some resto mods and tuners.
Aw, now you're just making that up.
No, I'm not. You'll see. Come down, enjoy the music, food, fun, exhibits, and more.
Just go to TucsonClassicsCarShow.com and buy a ticket.
The Tucson Classics Car Show presented by the Rotary Club of Tucson. Saturday, October 19th from 10 to 4 at the Gregory School on Craycroft. Sponsored by WeBuyHouses.com and this station to support local charities. See you there!
Showtime, okay. Everybody paying attention?
Stand up, Dot.
As you are aware, Curtis is out of town for his birthday celebration, so sorry, you're stuck with me today. So. Well, thank you, Rachel. So the first exciting thing I get to do is introduce Bill Tong, who's going to lead us in the pledge and song.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. My country 'tis of me, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountain side, let freedom ring.
Thank you, Bill. Bill's with U.S. Bank. Okay, please take your seats. We need a moment of silence. Anna Greif's father-in-law passed away, so let's have a moment of silence. Cards are coming around for her, so Anna Greif's father-in-law. Thank you. And a moment of thought. Our fellow member, Tom Willis. You might all know Tom. He's usually over in the side over there. He's been battling pancreatic cancer for a while and is at the point where he has decided no more treatment. So cards are going around for him. Let's have a moment of thought for Tom. Thank you all. Now I'd like to introduce Cammie Evans. Where are you, Cammie? Coming up. There she is. Cammie Evans works with. Right here? Okay. Okay. Cammie's with Pima County Government. She's a graduate of the U of A, and she's going to give us our inspiration today.
I picked a long one. I'm not quite sure why I did that. So I heard this a few weeks ago by Josie Balka, and I thought I would share. You can't? Is it too low? Am I just... Okay. It helps, doesn't it? Woo! Now it's too helpful. Okay, so I heard this by Josie Balka a few weeks ago and thought I would share it. What if it all goes right? What if you don't get fired? What if you find the love you deserve and it lasts? What if your plane lands safely? What if everyone shows up to your party? What if the recipe turns out great? What if you don't disappoint them? What if they love you anyway? What if you've got so much time left? What if you talk just the right amount? What if everyone had a great time just because you were there? What if you take that chance and it works out? What if time keeps passing and it's wonderful? What if you don't regret telling them? What if you don't regret any of this? What if your grief makes you stronger? What if the end of that isn't the end of you? What if you exceed all expectations? What if the kids turn out just fine? What if your trust doesn't get betrayed? What if that wasn't a waste of time after all? What if you're not alone forever? What if you're not only enough, but the perfect amount? What if you were hopeful as often as you were worried? What if changing the narrative changed your entire perspective? What if it all goes right?
That was lovely. That was lovely. Thank you, Cammie. Chris Dodge, going to introduce our guests.
Thank you. I was thinking about these Curtis heads. So we have lots of them back there. You know how we have Wilbur, and you can take Wilbur when you're going on good journeys? Yeah. So what if you took Curtis when you're going to unpleasant things, like a colonoscopy, or, well, you can think of a multitude of things, or you're getting a speeding ticket, or who knows. So, in all seriousness, we have extra Curtis back on the table, and you can take Curtis to your next colonoscopy, ladies and gentlemen. Please do that regularly. All right, that's your public service announcement for the day. But more importantly, we have a guest with us here today, and we're so happy that you're here at the Rotary Club of Tucson, and we want to acknowledge you. So when I call your name, please stand up and say hello, and we'll say hello back to you. So guest of Anna Greif, Greif, how do we say it? Greif, that's what I thought. Guest of Anna Greif, say hello to Dan Vargas. Hi, Dan. Another guest of Anna Greif, say hello to Jennifer Chanel. Hi, Jennifer. All right, guest of Mitch Pizik, say hello to Roger LaFay. Hey, Roger. And another guest of Mitch Pizik, say hello to Michael Ablin. Hi, Michael. All right, where am I? All right, guest of Chuck Sawyer. Say hello to Ken Cook. Hey, Ken. All right, guest of Cindy Barbie. Say hello to Katie Bailey. Hey, Katie. Guest of Gary Hirsch. Say hello to Tim Gronk. Hey, Tim. Guest of Tom Strasberg. Say hello to Andres Espinoza. There you are. Where are you? There you are, back there. Our Salvation Army. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. And, okay, I got one more. This guest has a pedigree. So 28 years and 4 months as a TV sports anchor at KGON 9 TV. Now, for 7 years as Director of Regional Development at the University of Arizona, 5 years, or University of Arizona Foundation, and 5 years as Deputy Senior Director of Development at the University of Arizona College of Social and Behavioral Sciences. Give it up for Dave Silver, guest of... Hi, Dave. I have some beef with you, Dave. You announced at some point during your career a team that didn't win that I had bet on. And I don't hold you personally responsible, but you were the person that delivered the message. So thank you for that. No, I appreciate it. Glad to have you here with us at the club. All right, back to you, Dot.
And not an actual guest, an actual member who shows up every now and again. So I help everybody welcome Jan Green. It's good to see you, Jan. Dr. Green. The next exciting thing I get to do today is introduce our presenter today, Jim Murphy. I could spend 30 minutes telling you all about the things that Jim Murphy has done to make our community a better place, from being on the city council, being on the board of supervisors, assistant county administrator, on and on and on. However, I have it from on high, Dorina, that I have only 30 seconds, and I think that was it. So help me welcome Jim Murphy.
Thank you. I'm going to take just a couple minutes before the first presenter to go over a little bit about this process. We have so many new members since last year, and I think it's well that everybody is a little more grounded in how this process works. Most of what the Grants Committee of the Foundation does is embodied in the standing policies of the Foundation, and it says in part that the selection of charities is organized, initiated, and recommended to the Rotary Club Tucson membership for the beneficiaries of the signature fundraising event, which we all know is the Tucson Classic Car Show. And it says that charities best equipped to positively impact areas of community need, as selected through a strategic planning process with input from the club members, is kind of the standard that we have. Some of you won't remember, some do not know that we did have a strategic planning process, and in May of 2022, the club voted to approve the 3 major needs categories that we have been using for the last 3 years. Those are homelessness, mental and behavioral health, and education. Our committee this year is made up of, next slide, you don't have time to eat over there. We started off with 17 individuals from the Rotary Club who wanted to be members of the committee, and we ended up with 11. So it's a process that takes a good part of the year. It's somewhat time-consuming, it's challenging, and not everybody made it through. Next slide. So to remind people of how we kind of got here, Rotarians are permitted to nominate 2 nonprofit charities in the community who receive a request for a proposal. They can submit their proposal. Our committee reviews and evaluates the RFP proposals. We conducted site visits on 7 of the proposals, and as you know, we've recommended 4 proposals for you to vote on today. Next slide. We continue to work through the year in a liaison between the beneficiaries in terms of the activities and needs with the Tucson Classic Car Show leadership. We mentor ticket selling, marketing, and volunteers with those agencies. We develop service projects with those beneficiaries. In fact, we have one coming up pretty quickly with Sister Jose's landscaping, if anybody wants to get their rakes and shovels and come out and help us. And then a year later, after the nonprofit received their funds, they are to submit a report in terms of the measurable outcomes, the services, and so forth. So that kind of brings you up to today. Each of the nonprofits will make a 6-minute presentation. You can vote for only 2 of the 4 proposals, and you cannot single shot. This came up last year, and there was a lot of consternation by some members that there was a single shot, meaning you give an edge to that particular nonprofit. Unfortunately, family and honorary members are not eligible to vote, and we will be counting the votes immediately after this meeting and announcing the top 2 vote getters who will be the beneficiaries for the 2025 Tucson Classic Car Show. So at this time, if we have our first presenter here, we don't, but pretty quick. Literacy Connects is the first up, and they should be in here in just a minute. Pardon me? Oh. There are no ballots on the head table. Somebody, Gracie, Elizabeth, Phil, somebody with the ballots. The front table. There were none on the front table. Up here.
Okay.
I will introduce you.
Perfect role for you, Larry.
I'm going to introduce you.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Do you pronounce your last name?
Wolf Beetle.
Okay, there'll be two presenters today. I'm going to introduce the first one, Julie Wolf Beetle, the Chief Development Officer at Literacy Connects. Hear me now? Is responsible for raising resources from individuals, foundations, corporations, and marketing. Julie has had an extensive career in fundraising at TMC Health Foundation and spent 12 years at United Way. She is a highly creative and results-driven individual with expertise in general revenue and a proven record of increasing support to various organizations and causes in Tucson. Julie was a swimmer for 3 Paralympic Games in Seoul, Barcelona, and Atlanta. Her career culminated in a winning silver medal at the Atlanta Games in the 400-meter freestyle.
Can you hear me? 30,000 kids and over 1 million books for Reading Seed over the last 20 years. I'm going to say it again, 30,000 children and over 1 million books. And it's because of you. It wouldn't have been possible without the Rotary Club of Tucson 19 years ago seeding our first library. You have been such a key supporter of ours. You're in one of the top 10 organizations for our organization ever. We need your support now. Some of our books in our library are from that first donation. Research and changes in literature for children have changed, and now I'm going to hand it off to Deanette to explain more.
Thank you all. Literacy Connects and Reading Seed are committed to continuous improvement, which means we make all of our decisions and changes based on data. And over the years, we've tweaked our model to best serve the children and volunteers in our community. But one thing has remained the same, the joy generator that I like to call them, the books. So when we're talking about motivating young children to read, research shows that high quality, high interest, representative texts are really important mechanisms in getting that child excited about books and reading. So I want to tell you a little story about Avery, who was a kindergartner last year. She had all the wonder in her eyes. It's her first time in a school setting, and she's really excited about fairy tales and also nonfiction. She likes the facts also. Well, when she comes to take her reading assessment at the beginning of kindergarten, her scores are deemed low, and she's labeled at risk by the Department of Education. Boo, no. But she doesn't know this, and neither does her coach. They're matched in early October, and they meet on a weekly basis, get to know one another. And Avery teaches her coach that there's more than one Spider-Man. Did you all know that? That was like mind-blowing for this coach. And her coach brings her books about real life castles. So she's marrying that interest in fairy tales with those informative texts that she's really, really interested in. And over the course of the year, they share tons of books, laughs, all centered around her interests. And when it's time to take the test again, she's no longer at risk. She's reading on track, has a demonstrated growth, and this is a game changer because we know that third grade reading proficiency is an indicator for future success. And we serve 1,000 Averys every year in Reading Seed. That's 1,000 kids in Pima County moving away from risk and towards proficiency, which is what we need for our community, because eventually they're going to be the ones being our doctors and our mechanics and, you know, really productive members of our community. So I want to ask on behalf of Avery and all of her friends, the other 1,000 students we've served this year, for your support to increase the richness of our library, the quality and the representation in the books that we give these students. And we hope that you will help us get more joy generators into the hands of the kids in our community.
In Jabari Jumps, the little boy overcomes his fear of jumping off a diving board. The little boy I coached last year identified with that book because he looked like Jabari. He overcame his fear and he's now reading as well. I think I read that book 5 times at least during the year that I've spent with him. The kids we serve, I want you to think back to when you had a 5 to 7-year-old, or you may have a 5 to 7-year-old in your life right now. You were there to help them fall in love with reading. The kids we serve may not have someone like you in their lives. This program works to fulfill that gap of having, so we can give kids the best chance to read to learn and learn to read. With your funding, we are looking to you to help write these kids and give them the best opportunity and the best chance in success in school and in life. We need you now, and we hope that you'll choose us as one of your beneficiaries. Thank you.
Pam? Okay. As our next speaker is coming up, I'd like to remind you, if you don't know, that there is a one-pager on each of the tables for each of the 4 nonprofits. If you haven't had a chance to look at them, there's a lot of good information that possibly they can't cover in their presentation. So, some of you know, but I want to reintroduce Dr. Anna Graff. Anna is passionate about expanding access to workforce education and quality jobs. In her current role as CEO of JobPath, she leads a talented team that helps 600 students annually pursue careers in industrial trades, information technology, and healthcare. Prior to JobPath, she worked at Pima Community College in the Workforce Development Division and also founded Valera Consulting, a firm focused on entrepreneurship, policy, and program development. She holds a bachelor's degree in business administration, a master's in public policy, and a doctorate in education.
Okay. Thank you. Yep. All right, it works. Awesome. Good afternoon, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be with you today and be able to share a little bit about what we do at JobPath. Investing in JobPath not only helps our individual students, it helps their entire families for generations to come, and benefits our entire community, filling critical jobs in high-demand industries. JobPath provides one-on-one coaching to help our participants navigate the complexities of college application, financial aid, certification exams, but also, and very importantly, Our coaches help our participants overcome obstacles in their day-to-day lives. They can't put their life on hold to study. They still need to work so they can pay their rent. Kids need to be taken care of. Cars break down at the worst possible moment, and people unexpectedly get sick. And our coaches help our students problem solve so they can focus and keep their mind on their studies and avoid failing or even having to drop out. To be eligible for Job Path support, students have to qualify as low income under HUD guidelines, although most of them are extremely low income, which makes it almost impossible for our students to overcome the kinds of challenges I just described on their own without their education suffering. There's no way to get around paying rent or getting a car repair without money. Without Job Path support, students facing unexpected situations have to work more hours and make untenable sacrifices that leave them with a lower ability to focus, less time to study, and sometimes their only option is to drop out. The key to Job Path success is that we have the resources to help students in their moments of need. I'd like to share with you Emily's story. She came to Job Path living in her car while attending Pima Community College's nursing program. After finishing high school, she was asked to move out of her stepfather's home, so she moved in with her boyfriend while she pursued her degree. However, things got tough fast. They couldn't keep up with the rent, so they lost their apartment and ended up living in their car. She got a gym membership so she'd have a place to shower, and she'd use the parking lot of libraries so she could access the internet. But living like that weighed on her more and more, making it hard for her to focus on her studies. But a fellow student told her about Job Path. She applied, we got her coach assigned as soon as possible, and her coach got to work, finding resources with our partners such as Pima County, ICS, and many others. Emily was able to get an apartment, and with Job Path's help, she could cover the move-in costs. She graduated in 2022, passed her exams, and has changed her life, now working as an RN at Northwest Hospital. Another student, Carla, she just finished her nursing program this past spring, but her finances at the end of her program were gone, and she and her 1-year-old twin daughters had to move in with a friend while she studied for her certification exam so she could get her job. Although she had a roof over her head, it was not a place conducive to the intense studying required for the very challenging nursing certification exam. So she failed. And in her disappointment and shame, she stopped responding to her Job Path coach, her Pima County case manager, and to the other organizations that were also helping her. But eventually she came back, and she connected with her Job Path coach and shared that she had been homeless for a couple of weeks. She'd now found another friend with whom she and her daughters were able to stay, but just for a short time. She was full of self-doubt from what to her was a catastrophic failure. She was in no position to take the exams again, putting at risk all her hopes and plans for the future. But her coach helped her reframe what had happened as a temporary setback and helped her start thinking about next steps. We made some phone calls, we connected to community resources, and now I'm happy to report that she is going to move into an apartment on October 1st. And with the stability that housing brings, she will be able to focus on studying and retaking those certification exams. Unfortunately, Emily and Carla's stories aren't unique. The hundreds of participants we serve each year navigate precarious roads to financial self-sufficiency. But we are committed to our students' success and relentless in our support to help them achieve it. As you can imagine, funding is critical for Job Path to help as many students as we do. There we go. The majority of our funding comes through Pima County. However, this year, the amount of funding we received from Pima County and from the city of Tucson was lower than in prior years, making outside funding critical to our ability to serve our participants. And it's a worthwhile investment. Job Path has been around for 26 years, and we have consistently achieved the outcomes you see here. And it's important to note that inside higher ed, the national notes that national community college completion rates are around 40%. So our completion rates are much higher, so you can tell that our work makes a difference in graduation rates. Their new careers place job path graduates firmly in the middle class. So they no longer need public assistance, they pay higher taxes, and they spend more on local businesses. And the impact is multi-generational because their kids will grow up in more stable homes, better nutrition, better childhood education, and they'll have role models to look up to for the rest of their lives. So thank you all. We appreciate this opportunity, and vote for Job Path. Let me grab
No.
my pink pen, it's special.
Having a little trouble getting them here on time. Next is the Amphi Foundation and their Community Schools program. I will introduce Tim as he comes up. Tim Cromer joined the Amphi Foundation as its executive director in 2022. A Florida native, Tim has served as a United Methodist pastor in Baltimore area and has served 9 years at Interfaith Community Services. That name comes up quite a bit today. As director of outreach and partnerships and interim CEO. His wife Laurel works as a director of infection prevention at Northwest Medical Center. They live in the Amphi School District where their son Stephen attends preschool. Tim?
Thank you, Jim. I would like to tell you a little bit about Noah. Noah is a third grader at Nash Elementary School, and Noah loved to read. He loved to read about dinosaurs and Captain America. He was a decent student and was excited about coming to school. However, 2 years ago, Noah's mom was laid off from her job, and she had trouble finding a job that could support her 3 children. So Noah's mom did what any good mom would do to support her kids. She got a second job. And for the last 2 years, Noah's mom has been leaving for her first job well before Noah's school begins. And even though Noah liked to read and was a pretty decent student, he didn't have the same motivation to go to school as he used to when his mom was there to help him get to school. So Noah started missing class, and that made it harder for him to catch up on homework, and his grades began to suffer. So Noah's love for reading began to fade away. Sadly, Noah's story is not unique to Nash Elementary School and the students at nearby Keeling Elementary School. Now, let me tell you about the students at these 2 schools and why we need your help today. Nash and Keeling are 2 schools in the heart of the 85705 zip code, one of the most poverty-stricken areas in Arizona. 98% of the students that go to these 2 schools live under the poverty line. Most of these families live from paycheck to paycheck. For 36% of the students at these schools, their education is disrupted throughout the year, with students bouncing from schools to schools, not allowing for any academic consistency. Attendance is another factor that we face at Nash and Keeling. Over 70% of the students miss more than 18 days a year at these schools, meaning that equates to missing over an entire school year by the time they graduate from high school. And test scores at Keeling especially have been low for years. At Keeling right now, currently only 7% of students are proficient in math, only 12% are proficient in language arts, and 0 are proficient at science. Test scores at Nash Elementary are rising, and you'll soon see why. In short, the students at these 2 schools and the community around them need our help. And with support of the Tucson Rotary Club, we are confident that we can re-engage Noah's love for reading and help him and whole communities surrounding them get back on track. With the creation of the ECHO program at Nash Elementary in 2023, ECHO stands for Educational Community Home Outreach. We have been able to provide programs and services to help children and their families aimed at addressing issues that can impede student learning. The ECHO program comes from the research-based community school model that has been successful in many other high-poverty areas. The ECHO program supports the well-being of the families and the students by providing a welcoming and fun place for their children to go before school, starting at 7 a.m., going all the way after school to 7 p.m., a 12-hour span. Parents, like Noah's mom, can be at work and knowing that their children are safe, fed, and learning through fun activities at no cost to them. There are also academic activities throughout the after and school programs that incorporate reading and math skills to increase students' academic proficiency. There are wraparound services for the whole family provided through community partnerships. These services include a free family dinner provided nightly, a food pantry, washer and dryer machines, and student resources for clothes, school supplies, and hygiene kits. There are family engagement programs held weekly that include financial literacy programs, ESL workshops for parents, and a computer lab open for parents and other community school outreach and resources. After just 1 year at Nash Elementary School, 75% of the students were engaged in the program, leading to a 10% decrease in chronic absenteeism, a 12% increase in English scores, and an 8% increase in math scores. All of these gains happened within the students that attended the ECHO program. Our students and families look forward to going to the after-school extracurricular activities, and they don't want to miss schools. In turn, increasing attendance, and when we get our students to school, we can help them grow and learn. Moreover, 86% of their caregivers said that they could work more hours, and 100% said they took comfort in knowing that their child was in a safe environment before and after school. This program is working, and it's working well. In addition to the 310 students who attend Nash, we would like to begin bringing students from nearby Keeling Elementary and bus them over to the more established program at Nash right now so these students and their families can see the benefit of ECHO as well. And with no government funding to support this program, we cannot continue the ECHO program or expand it to Keeling without help from partners like the Rotary Club. There is no school district funding for this. This all comes from private funding. So we hope that you all will be the driving force of continuing this important program that is transforming lives of students and their families and the whole surrounding community. We thank you for your consideration, and we look forward to being your secondary beneficiary so that we can use the backing of the Amphi Foundation and the whole Amphi School District to help make the 2025 Classic Car Show the best one yet. Thank you.
Our next program is Ben's Bells, and I'll introduce Jeanette Mayer, who many of you probably know. PhD is the Director of Science and Kindness Community Collective at the University of Arizona. Her path to becoming a community-engaged kindness researcher was a long and winding one. Jeanette's world changed drastically after the sudden death of her son in 2002. An incredible grief of losing Ben, learning and sharing about the life-saving, world-changing power of kindness became her sole focus. With her heart broken open, she founded Ben Bells, a nonprofit that inspires and teaches the international practice of kindness. Now a research professor at the University of Arizona, she leads a research collaborative exploring how to increase kindness in interpersonal relationships, organizations, and communities.
Thank you so much.
There's your clicker and there's your timer. Watch him.
You're my timer. Thank you. And that was a fantastic welcome. Thank you all so much. It's so great to see so many faces that I haven't seen in a long time. It's good to be back out in the world again. And I'm so honored to have some time to share with you about the work we're doing at Ben Spells, and to thank you so much for your interest in the work we're doing. We have loved working with Rotary over the years. I know many of you know the story of Ben Spells. You know my story, and that this was born out of a grief experience. What is really important, I think, to think about is what kindness does for us. Like when we increase kind behavior in our communities, what are the outcomes of that kind behavior? I think one of the, everybody is very pro-kindness, and that is a fantastic thing. But we have to understand, and one of the things that Ben Spells is so good at doing is helping us understand that kindness is actually something we need to prioritize. That when we are kind to each other, that improves our interpersonal relationships, our connections, and in those connections, we actually have better physical health and well-being outcomes. So we actually treat kindness as a health behavior. It's easy to think kindness is just sort of nice to have, but we know from the research that kindness is actually a health behavior, and that when we increase kindness in communities, we improve outcomes for people. We're starting to see a lot of headlines like this in the literature, in scholarly works. Pro-sociality, which is a academic term for kindness, needs to be a public health priority. We learned a lot through the pandemic about what separating humans does to us, and we also learned that if we don't take this seriously, how do we increase these connections, that we end up with really bad outcomes. We're seeing those outcomes in the form of loneliness, despair, hopelessness, disconnection, and many researchers are really delving into the outcomes of that. So at Ben Spells, what we have going in this community, which is unique, is that we are able to address this issue at what we call a social ecological level. So we're not just looking at individual by individual by individual, let's make you kinder and you kinder and you kinder, but rather we're looking at how individuals are nested in their relationships, in their institutions, in their communities, and in this nation of ours. And Ben Spells programming targets these different levels of the community so that we can work in a very systematic and theoretically and research-supported way. So Ben Spells is not just out there saying be kind, although that's a big part of it, just keeping kindness very salient in our community. But rather, Ben Spells uses the research to target the variables that we know predict the increase in kind behavior. That increase in kind behavior predicts increases in better health and well-being outcomes. So we're really looking at creating a context in our city that says kindness is something we value, and we are going to do our work together to create the conditions for people to connect with each other well. Because we know those connections lead to relationships that lead to buffering of stress, that lead to better health and well-being. So we are thrilled to have the possibility of working with you on this project, because what this Kindness in Marana project does is it takes an already vibrant community that has been engaged with Ben Spells for almost 20 years through our Kind Campus program, and it fills in all the gaps and will result in having an entire school district, the whole Marana Unified School District, with wraparound support for their kindness programming. The details are up here. We'll have, over 8,000 students will be served, and those students will be served directly and indirectly through different ways. Those details are spelled out in the one sheet we gave you. So again, the way we work is we target variables that we know increase kind behavior. And those are the things that your partnership would help us fund. We would be able to support the districts being able to implement this work in a very strategic way, systematic way. We'd be able to put murals into 4 schools that don't have murals, meaning every Marana school would have a mural. And so this is very, like I said, a very well thought out and systematic way to increase kindness in Marana. And we can do it with your help. We especially need your help right now because things are very different since COVID. COVID has meant a lot of separation for people. People are gathering differently, people are interacting differently, and with your help right now, we can help pull ourselves out of that isolation and really begin nurturing the conditions we need to connect with each other. We want you to see some of the ways that kindness is manifest in schools, the messaging, the skill building, the norms, building the norms, having older kids model kindness for younger kids, teachers modeling kindness, and we can only do this in communities of practice. So that is what you would allow us to do in Marana. We would be so grateful for your help, and we're so happy to be able to have this opportunity. Thank you all so much.
Okay, you've had the presentations, you have ballots in front of you. We're going to go, some of us, and start to count the absentee ballots. Other members of our committee will be coming around and picking up your ballots in just a minute, and I hope to see you back here in 20 or 25 minutes.
Okay, everyone, vote early, but not often. Okay, so, is everybody voting? Are we ready to move forward here? All right. Give it a minute to finish voting and counting. We're giving you a minute to finish voting and counting the ballots. Yeah. So while you're voting, I want you to think about something very important because the next item on our agenda are the birthdays. So as important as birthdays are, we also have birthday cake. So we have an extra piece of birthday cake that I would like to auction off. If anyone wants this delicious looking lemon cake with white frosting on it. Good. Bob Ernstein ate all of his, so it's good. I have it in good authority that it's really good. So as we're picking it up. So Bob, yeah.
Bob is either buying the cake or he's or he just voted.
Right.
Yeah.
So to paraphrase our member Matt Blair, what am I bid? Who wants to open the bidding with $10 for a piece of cake? $10. That's only about a penny per calorie. So, all right, Robin, thank you. $20. All right. Anybody else? All right, thank you, Robin. Have some cake. Robin's over there. Here you go. All right, thank you. Okay, ballots all in? All right. So our first birthday boy today, our only birthday boy actually, is Mr. Bob Ernstein, whose birthday was on the 12th. He's retired from U of A Building Management, which is what he was doing when we met. And he also graduated from Michigan State University. And when Bob was asked to share with us something that we don't know about him, his story is this. In July of 1994, shortly after I retired, and well before I met him, Bob says, I was asked to chair the Ambassadorial Scholar Committee for our District 5500. From the first scholar my wife and I hosted, and the first scholars our district granted scholarships to study abroad, I truly understood what Rotary International could do for others. That's when I really became a Rotarian, remaining active in both our club and our district for more than 20 years. And he's already given me a contribution for Paul Harris. So everyone say happy birthday to Bob Ernstein.
There are a few of you. First of all, I need to thank Billy Joe Varney, who's no longer with us, but he was my sponsor. But some of you know that I write poetry, and so here's my remarks. Being in Rotary has meant a great deal. Serving others is how it appeals. I became a member 33 years ago. I was young then, now old age shows. Involved in the club and district activities, I was immersed in various proclivities. It was like I had something to prove. Now at my age, I'm just glad I can move. I'm glad that this club keeps service alive, encouraging Rotary's work to survive. I look forward to being here again next year, a bit older, but no plans to disappear.
Way to go, Bob. Well done. As of the 15th, which was a couple of days ago, the birthday of awesome artist Diana Medeiros, who graduated from Douglas College and the University of Arizona. And she shared something that we don't know that I found really fascinating, was that in the mid-1990s, my girlfriend and I decided to travel to the Bahamas, see if we could get through the trip without spending any money. We flew on miles, we traded paintings for hotel rooms, and she sold paintings to tourists to make enough money to get us to the next island. It turned out to be a great adventure, and her next great adventure is Rotary. Thank you, Diana. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Dot. And here's a check for the Rotary Foundation. And thank you to Mark Irvin, who was my sponsor, and to Scott Vaughn, who's my mentor. And I have really been surprised at how much I've gotten from Rotary. You give back and you get so much more. And I'm just proud to be a member. Thank you.
Our next birthday girl is the amazing Amy Morin, who graduated from the University of New Hampshire. She's a business coach with Thrive Coaching. And I say amazing Amy not lightly here, because what I didn't know, and what I'm sure you guys might not know either, is that in last year in the Tour de Tucson, this woman won first place in the women's category, third place overall for the 32-mile course. Pretty amazing, Amy.
Thank you, Dot. Here's a check for the Rotary Foundation. And so thank you to Joe D., who was my sponsor, and to the lovely Vic, who is my mentor. I come from a long line of Rotarians. My father-in-law was a Rotarian, Paul Harris Fellow, president of the club, and so on. And my husband was my brother-in-law. I mean, it's just, I married into a Rotarian family. So it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm just happy to serve. And I think we all join Rotary to serve, but what we end up with is a lot of friends, right? Deep friendships. And so I'm incredibly appreciative of all of it. So thank you very much.
A very fun thing that we all get to enjoy now is introduction of a new member. So Dan Guare, Mr. Rowdy, is going to introduce our new member, Dana Cole. So Mr. Rowdy, right?
Surprised, huh? Okay. Good afternoon, my Rotary brothers and sisters. Oh boy, here we go. The last member I introduced to the club was Chris Edwards. I hope this works out better, you know. With that, I want to say that I want to introduce a friend of mine for 42 years. What's going on with this thing? And a mighty fine human being. I met Dana and her beautiful sister Lisa at their Mona's Lunch Cafe, her first business venture. Wow. And of course, that was at Cambric Corporate Center, River and Campbell. A Currently, Dana has 29 years of expertise as the designated broker for Sound Business Brokers of Arizona and is president of the Arizona Association of Business Brokers and a certified business intermediary, a CBI, whatever that is, yeah. Dana is aligned with over 2,800 professionals in the International Business Brokers Association. Further, Dana has received the Award of Excellence in 2000 for bringing an unparalleled expertise to business brokerage and SBA loan packaging, small business loans. Finally, her rich background in real estate, sales, and marketing make Dana an ideal member for the Rotary Club of Tucson. One more thing, she told me. I had to say this. She also attended the FBI Citizens Academy, and in the 1990s won the 5-woman team group in El Toro de Tucson. Wow. So with that, I give you Dana Cole.
Oh, man. Thank you. Wow, Dan, you're quite the act to follow, I gotta say. You know, I mean, I've known Dan 42 years. I was actually working in Cambric Corporate Center and was the leasing agent for the entire building for David Maxdollar and Mike Schaaf when I was just a youngin', and he dared me to open a cafe. And that I had no idea was going to create an entire career for myself, helping people to have a legacy in what they do. And so I've been a business broker. It's all I do. And part of joining Rotary is because you guys do something else called service. And I wanted to really start to get involved in that. And so thank you, Dan, for all of your support. And it kind of feels a little bit like jumping on a moving train because you guys are so highly organized and it's a well-oiled machine. And it's truly driven by a ton of passion and the dedication of everybody here. So, but I do want to make a couple really quick shout outs to Mark Irvin, who's not here today, I don't think, who introduced me to Rotary about a year ago. And then also my mentor, Joe D., who has been very helping me to stay on track during this process of getting up to my blue badge, which I don't have yet, but I will real soon. And also Mitch, who's just been asking me to go drink whiskey with him for weeks now. So, and then there's a ton of other people that I know here, but thank you so much. And just humbly, I just want to thank everybody and for being so supportive and welcoming me. Thank you so much.
We got to do a picture.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and the check. So,
We got to do a picture.
Oh,
There it goes. I get to
picture?
give you to this. There we go. So we want Curtis in this too.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got your check. Here's your check. There's your check.
Curtis is discretionary.
All right. Well, while they're taking pictures over there, we're going to keep the meeting moving. We have the King of Clubs is still in the card deck. I have $110 in my pocket that I want to give money to somebody today. And if you bought a raffle ticket, there's a greater chance you're going to get that $110. Dan's ready for it right here. By the way, if I had to have guessed what instrument you played, yeah, I would have guessed trombone instantly. Yeah. Go figure. All right, so we're going to shuffle it. Dot didn't buy any tickets, so she can draw. That's the one. You could tell from her reaction. She already gave it away. She went, two of spades. All right, but so you're going to win $110, whoever is this, and I'm going to pick it because I never get to pick it. All right, here we go. 445. Yeah, everybody's a winner so far. And the last three numbers are 527. Oh, yeah, Jim. Not only will I give you $110, but I'll give you the two of spades. So we have something else that I need to attend to here. Gary Hirsch, Chuck Sawyer, stand up, please, over your table. Yes, both of you guys stand up. Right. All right. Now look at these two. You can give them a round of applause. They're wonderful gentlemen. So recently, Tucson.com, or otherwise known as Arizona Daily Star, they did this great article, and my take on the article is they want all of you guys to have a succession plan for your businesses because they want to buy your business. Is that correct?
Maybe help you sell your business. Right, maybe. But Gary and I have been working together for about 18 months here, and we work with a company, Navix, it's out of Atlanta, so we have a great support team that's there as well, and we work on business planning. And Ken Cook, who is the author of that, is right here with us, and is looking at maybe becoming a member here, which would be great. And Gary, thoughts?
Yeah, you know, when I saw the article, it was really a mind blower. Page 1 of the business section above the fold. So I turned to Candy and I said, you know, you can't buy publicity like this. You can't pay for publicity like this. Well, I got an email from Brittany that proved me wrong.
So you can buy publicity like this for $200. Is that correct? Now, is that each or is that like combined? Oh, everybody here says each. Anybody else can contribute? Thank you both. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for being a positive part of our community.
Congratulations. It's a great article. All right. Announcements. So if you look on your tables, there's a list of all of the events and projects that are coming up, and also on the big screen here. So you can see what's coming up, and remember to bring stuff for Sister Jose. We got a whiskey fellowship going on. We got all kinds of volunteer stuff, and oh yeah, the car show. So, and let's see. Then we have some red badge selfies. Somewhere. There we go. So you can see the red badge selfies, and we have let's see. So left to right, we have Amanda Wood and Mitch Pizik up there. We have Bob Morkin and Amanda Wood again. We have Michael Guyman and Cammie Evans, and we have David Lex and John Duvall. So let's give it up for our red badges. And remember, all you blue badge people, to take selfies with the red badge people. And maybe you can be up on the big screen next. Let's see. Then, Wilbur. So, where is Wilbur? Right over there. So, Wilbur goes to the Minnesota State Fair with Daryl Stewart. There's Daryl, who says, "Where's Wilbur?" And you can see he's with among several of his very stuffed friends, so they have a lot of food there. Then we have Wilbur goes to Tennessee with Marianne and Chuck, and we hope he stays there and they come back. And on the last one, Wilbur had a golfing accident, but he's okay. So yay, Wilbur. So if any of you are going someplace, take Wilbur with you and take a picture. So yay, Wilbur. Next, we want to hear from Jeannie Zeta. Where's Jeannie? And oh, there they are. There's Jen and Jeannie to give us an update on the car show.
Coming at it from two sides of the stage. So after we got to hear all of those great remarks from the different beneficiaries for next year, keep in mind we've got some great beneficiaries for this year that we're trying to raise money for. And as of Sunday night, this is where we were at with car show ticket sales. We are at 20.9%. Now the good news is, in the last few days, we've had a few people working really hard online or passing me cash. We are actually up to 6,631 tickets out of our 30,000 goal, and that's 22%. So it's making progress, but we've got only 4 weeks to go. So next one. This shows the different people that have added on to the Club 40, those people who will have a chance to win $50 gift cards. Added up there are Nancy Bevins, Bonnie Clausen, Bill Condit, Jim Davenport, Jen Delaney, Tom Elitharp, Nancy Gunker, Jerry Hollowell, John Harlow, Bill Harlow, Ken Light, Angela Moore, and next page, Robert O'Brien, Leah Litsky, Steve Pickering, Tim Putney, Tom Scott, and Jim Wood came in the last day, too. So he will be there next week. And on the Club 100, the next list, we have gained a number of other people that have now hit over the 100 mark of tickets sold. These new people would be Larry Adamson, Roger Harwell, Mark Irvin, Bobby Larson, Diana Medeiros, Jim Murphy, myself, and Pat Zumbush. And I think more people will get on that page also after I look at the number of envelopes that came in today. So I really thank you all for doing your best to sell tickets. There's just a few pieces. These people, by the way, have the top 50 sellers will be able to have dinner at the Hoffmans with a guest. And I think it's going to be a really fun time. And then just a few reminders. Please sell or buy your tickets either way, and you can turn them in the unsold money in the next 3 car show or the next 3 meetings we have, or at the car show would count toward that. October 2nd is a key deadline for those of you that might want to donate your tickets to Davis Monthan. We want to turn them all over on that day. October 16th is the last date. You can buy tickets online because after that there's not time to get the ticket stubs in. You can also go there to make donations. You can promote on social media. A couple of other things. Let's see. If you want to charge your tickets, we have a charging machine at the back, as well as you could ask Dorina to add it to your bill or go online. And there's 2 other quick things I don't have up there. One is events. We have 5 more openings for people to sign up to sell at the Tucson Meet Yourself event the weekend of October 5th, 6th, 7th. And you could go visit other Rotary clubs. Just let us know which ones. And the next slide, Jen's going to cover.
Hello, everybody. And thank you guys for all your support, everything you've done so far for sponsorships, ticket sales, signing up to volunteer, but we're not done. Our work is not done. We have some amazing beneficiaries that we need to support as we, we voted for them this year, sorry, last year for this year. This was an amazing feature in the Tucson Guide. We are listed in the Tucson Guide, which goes out to all the hotels and other places for visitors and guests to the area, as one of the top, I don't know how many, 38 cool things to do. We're number 6 to do in Southern Arizona to come to our car show. So thank you, Tucson Guide. We need you to sign up. Marcy Euler has done an amazing job of putting together the volunteer sign up on the website. You will see a little sign up sheet on your table. There is a website you can go to. The money jobs are critical for Rotarians or Rotarian family members. It's super easy to sign up, you guys. An email reminder will go out later this week to those who have not signed up. So please help us help our beneficiaries. You guys remember the why of the car show. Today's meeting is a very good reminder of why we do our most important service project of the year. So thank you. And if you guys haven't been to it's actually at my parents' house. My dad does an amazing barbecue. I know Joe DeChatelet has been out there. We got ribs, chicken. My mom and I go to town making desserts, so we want you guys. I look forward to having you guys hang out at our house. So sell. Let me hear it. Sell. Yes.
Sell. Next, we have the honor of hearing about a Happy Jackson. So where's Nancy? Nancy Bevins. There she is. All right, Nancy Bevins has a Happy Jackson for us all. It looks like she's
at the car show so that we can identify ourselves from the attendees that come. But we've also got, since so many of our service activities are outside, we've got these new long sleeve, sun-protected Rotary t-shirts. They're very, very lightweight. And we've also got, for the first time, some visors. So if you would like to order a shirt or a visor, come on back. I'm back here at the back table. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Nancy. Now, let's see. Next on the agenda is actually announcement of our beneficiaries. Are they ready or are they still counting? They're still counting. Okay, thank you, Dorina. All right. So in the meantime, while we're waiting to hear, please donate it to the U of A and the Pima Community College Scholarship students. Cups are on your table. So please put money in the blue cups. Not yet? All right. Yeah.
I have this sign-up sheet for Tucson Meet Yourself. Raise your hand. I'll come to you.
Did you hear that? Gary has the sign-up list for Tucson Meet Yourself. For those of you who want to go and sell tickets, go to Eat Yourself. Great event. Great event. And
so they're not done counting, so we should.
They're not done
We're just going to have to announce it and have Dorina send an email to everybody. Because our meeting is over in 2 minutes.
In 2 minutes. So,
Yeah.
all right. So let's see. So I already talked about donating money to our scholarship cups on your table. Thank you, everyone, for being here, and all of our virtual guests for being with us today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you saw something that you liked, and we hope that you'll come back again soon. Happy birthday, Bob. Happy birthday, Diana. Happy birthday, Amy. Let's give them a hand for having a birthday. And another hand for welcome to the club, Dana. Next week, September 25th, our meeting, Tucson Improv Movement, and the title is Entertainment. Interactive Improv is going to be our presentation for next week. And they're still not back. All right, we have another minute. All right, can you guys hang for another minute? No? Yes? All right. We're going to... Yeah, the charities are going. What? We ready? Well, I was going to wait for that, but go ahead, what?
Don, dot.
Yes.
I think you should finish the meeting. It's going to be 5 more minutes, which is 10 minutes in reality. So you can hang around if you want to find out afterwards. Right. Otherwise, we should go ahead and do the toast. Where's
Cammie?
Where's Cammie? Come in.
Cammie Evans is going to do our toast. All right. Well, thank you all for being here. Good meeting. Thank you, Cammie.
This feels appropriate. You can't give your life more time, so give your time more life.
All right. Cammie, go ahead.
Okay, one more time. You can't give your life more time, so give your time more life. Cheers.
Cheers. Here. All right, we're adjourned. Thank you all. Again?
The Rotary Club of Tucson's 18th annual Tucson Classics Car Show is almost here.
Oh, I love that event. So much fun for the whole family.
Yep, and just $10 gets you into the show and gives you a chance to win a spectacular 2017 Corvette convertible.
Or you could choose $40,000 cash or win 3 other great prizes.
It's Saturday, October 19th from 10 to 4 at the Gregory School. There'll be over 420 of the best classic and unique cars.